Decorating Pages is a podcast dedicated to taking you behind the scenes of the designs of your favorite TV shows and films. Each episode, I'll be sharing design stories from some of Hollywood's most famous sets, interviews from set decorators, production designers, directors, and actors about creating the look of TV and film, about their design inspirations, and stories that take sets from page to screen. Hello, and welcome to Decorating Pages. I'm your host, Kim Wanup. I'm sorry. I didn't realize it would be a month before I got back to this. I had no intention. I thought I'd be back 2 weeks ago with a Moxie podcast for you. The construction and work and life is, we all got shit going on. And unfortunately, as much as I practice not screwing up people's names all the time in my car, I couldn't get the time to do another podcast last month. But I kind of felt like a Howard Stern, and I didn't tell you I wasn't going to be around and just let you linger. If you're a Stern fan, you get that. Like all of a sudden, you're like, oh, I guess he's on vacation, and then 2 weeks goes by. It's really 3 since he only works 3 days a week. But sorry about that. Work is rough. It's really just the hardest show. And the bits and pieces I'm really enjoying is one of the things that I'm realizing is I've never done like real people before. Like oddly enough, I was doing Vernon Jordan's office when he died a couple weeks ago. It's so weird. So to really capture these people and dive deep into research on real people, and they're still alive, most of them. Ann Coulter, I hope you like your apartment. It's a challenge in that sense, and I'm really enjoying that, but the schedule and the bullshit, I do not. But hey, as I talk to plenty of other people in this business, and in any business, it's everywhere. So what are you going to do? In the hiatus, I guess I just took for the last month, I wasn't just sitting on my ass, obviously. I did a webinar for my alma mater, Jefferson University, which was textile, Philadelphia University when I graduated, and has since merged with Jefferson outside of Philly. It's called Setting the Scene, and it can be found on their YouTube page, Jefferson University on YouTube. And I did like an hour of a whole slideshow. Do you know how long that took me to put together? But the theme is how to get tips from a decorator to stage or decorate your home. And hey, it's probably an episode I should have put on here. And if I can figure out how to just put it on as one of my podcasts, I will. They said it was okay. But it was great. It was really great, and took a couple questions at the end, and such nice feedback of alumni reaching out. So that was really cool. I did another interview for Wiretap, which is kind of like, do you remember pop-up video? Remember that? I think it was on VH1. And little tidbits would come on about the video you were watching. It's kind of like that, but for films. So you install this plugin, and then little tidbits pop up while you're watching the movie. So I got to do an interview for that for the movie Moxie on Netflix, interviewed by Melissa Gimranti. God, I can't. So bad. From FemTV Podcast, who I've spoken to before, and she's a great interviewer. And I had fun doing that and revisiting Moxie, and at some point I'll get to a Moxie episode here, I hope. I have about an hour commute now, to and fro. And so really diving back into my audiobooks, there's a couple I have to share, you have to listen to. The one is called Life Isn't Everything, about the life of Mike Nichols. And oh my God, this man, he survived like Germany. He had alopecia. I mean, him and Elaine May are like comedy geniuses. His first direction was Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. He graduated the Graduate, Silkwood, Working Girl. Do you know how many times I've seen Working Girl? Postcards from the Edge, which I rewatched again a couple weeks ago. Oh my god. But what a life. And at first I didn't like it because it's like 50 people giving quotes about him and his life and how they knew him and stories that he told them about his growing up. But then I really got into it. So I would definitely recommend that. Life Isn't Everything, the story of Mike Nichols. I finished a book that I started almost a year or so ago called Killers of the Flower Moon, which is about the Osage tribe in the United States, and how people were murdered for their money and their land rights. And it's a true story, and it's set in the 20s, and it's going to be made into an upcoming film. I think it's already done, by Scorsese, starring DiCaprio and De Niro. So it'll be interesting to see their take on it. I couldn't get into it. It took me a long time to get through it, but then in the end it was pretty good. So I'm looking forward to that. The best thing I've listened to is a book that Jeff Rosenberg recommended to me like 2 years ago. It's called Best Movie Year Ever, How 1999 Blew Up the Big Screen. And it's incredible to reflect on how many influential films, even for me, and I'm sure many others, came out that year. And how many weren't really even like a huge success, but then, over time grew a huge following. Fight Club, The Matrix, Office Space, Election, The Blair Witch, Sixth Sense, Being John Malkovich, Star Wars Phantom Menace, American Beauty, The Virgin Suicides, Boys Don't Cry, Cruel Intentions, American Pie, Three Kings, Magnolia. I mean, and there's dozens more that he talks about. I must have been at the movies every weekend. I mean, it sticks out for me because 99 was the year that I moved to Los Angeles. So I remember going to see Fight Club in the Cinerama Dome or Blair Witch in Burbank. I mean, and I think I saw John Malkovich at the Laemmle. Oh, that was a cute little independent theater, wasn't it? God, theaters. It just inspired me. I want to go see movies. Don't you want to go see a movie? Like a really good movie? I don't even know what's out now. I mean, I look at the nominations and I'm like, man, how did I, first of all, not see half of these? And what is this about? I don't know. There wasn't any publicity, I feel like, for movies anymore. It's crazy. We live in a town where every billboard is for a series or a film. And I feel like, I don't know. It's just a weird time for films. And this really excited me to reflect on all of these films. So it's a really good read if you're a film person, which you probably are if you're listening to this. Some exciting little tidbits about people who have previously been on this podcast. As I said, Jeff Rosenberg, his movie that he wrote, directed, and produced called We Broke Up has come out. And I think it's on like direct access in like a week or so. So check that out. We Broke Up. Jan Pascal, set decorator, was nominated for an Oscar for her work on Mank. And Justice League, I don't know if anyone caught this, but Patrick Tatopoulos production designed it. I'll tell you what, I didn't realize it was 4 hours long. And it says like part 1, blah, blah, blah. An hour goes by, part 2. And I was like, wow, this is like, okay, part 3. And then I looked it up, like this isn't the ending. What am I in for here? But I didn't mind it. I didn't think it was like, I really liked it. And it was way better than, Wonder Woman 1984. I mean, the look of that movie was good, but like the story sucked. So Justice League, I recommend that too. So, and such a feat for him to design that massive film. Unbelievable. It's really like the Gone of the Wind of like the Marvel series. Is it Marvel? Are they Marvel? I don't know what they are. Yeah, really. It's really, I liked it. So let's see, what's one I'm watching? I mean, it's been a month. As I said, I watched Postcard from the Edge and Justice League. I'm rewatching Veep because I want to laugh. And there's so many jokes in there that even working on it, I didn't even catch. Finished Ellen versus Pharaoh, and you know how I feel. Fuck Woody. The Tina Turner documentary about her life is awesome. She does a cover of the Beatles song Help, and it brought me to tears, like sobbing. I had to rewind it and listen to it again. I gotta download it or something. I don't know how I get it, but man, what a life. What an unbelievable life by her, and the struggle and the abuse, and jeez Louise. It was really good, and you just appreciate like people's passion, and I really liked that. I finished last night Q, Into the Storm, a documentary on HBO, a 6-part documentary about QAnon and the identity of QAnon and the influence of QAnon. And it made me want to delete all of my social media and be like, fuck you people. This is crazy. I don't want to read this. I don't want to be influenced. I don't know. I'm not going to get into it. Q is really good. And if you're interested about it, you should watch it. And just watch it. The SDSA Awards for film were announced last week. So I thought I'd run over some of the winners for that. For the Best Contemporary Film, Design and Decor, the winner was Promising Young Women, with set decoration by Ray Deslich, 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 and production designer Michael Perry. For design in a period film, set decoration by Jan Pascal, yay! For Mank and design by Donald Graham Berndt. For fantasy and science fiction, Tenet, decorated by Kathy Lucas and production design by Nathan Crawley. For musical and comedy, ta-da, The Prom, set decoration by Gene Sardina, and production design by Jamie Walker McCall, who you can listen to on a previous episode. So congratulations to everyone who won the SDSA Film Awards. And they're going to be doing TV awards, and I'm lucky enough to be on that committee. So we're working on that, and awards will be announced in the time of around the Emmys and everything. So yay to all of those winners. Now, speaking of, we have the Art Directors Guild Awards coming up this Saturday, so you could tune into that. I believe it's at adg.org. You can you can live stream it, I'm sure. And I signed up. If you go to the website, I think you can sign up, and then you can watch it. But yeah, that came up quick, right? On this episode, though, I said to you last episode, I hope I can get someone who is nominated. And here's the thing. I started to email people, and then I was like, oh, because I always suggest a time, like, would you be available next weekend? And I didn't have a time to suggest because I don't have a minute. So hence, that was another problem of being off of this the last month. I don't have time to do interviews, which is kind of the purpose of the podcast. So luckily, I have friends who are nominated and who I told, hey, I need to talk to you. But I wanted to really celebrate my friend Shaun Page, who is nominated for his work on Wheel of Fortune. And they are nominated in the Variety, Reality, or Competition series category. And we met when he started on Wheel, like in the early 2000s, and we've been friends ever since. And he's on a previous episode if you want to listen to really what he does on the show and the real like guts of designing Wheel of Fortune. I think it's episode 2 or 3. And I made him sit in my back bedroom with like no air conditioning because it would have been on the mic, and we sat there and sweated for like an hour. Poor guy. But I didn't on this one. We Zoomed it. Shaun is the assistant art director on Wheel of Fortune. And what work? I mean, 35 years it's been on. And to be nominated again after all these years, I mean, we all put so much effort into our sets. It's just fantastic for a show like that to get this recognition, I feel. 'Cause it's not like they're, it's not like Saturday Night Live. They're not nominated every year. I do think that the pandemic and people rediscovering the show probably helped in the voting. And hey, it should. It should be recognized. So, yeah, I hope you enjoy. They don't know. I didn't actually, I mean, I talked to my parents about that, but I didn't talk to any of my family about that.
Yeah.
So the link that you sent me, was that what you sent in? Or that's what's on the website?
That's what's on their website. It's like our design presentation.
I like that behind the Wheel of Fortune you have fire.
Yeah, I wanted it to look like, because the theme was fabulous food.
Oh, okay.
So
right.
I wanted it to be like Top Chef, kind of like Hell's Kitchen kind of thing,
Right. So did you put this together, this package?
Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Really nice.
I just thought it would be fun. For the kids,
to just peruse.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh, look at the set. Look at the fucking fire.
Wait. But you, because it's half hour, could submit 2 episodes. Is that right?
It was so weird. No one knows.
No,
like, usually you submit 1 episode.
Right.
And the shows that do multiple episodes, you split your vote between the different submissions. So if you submit 2, people could vote for both of them, but it's not all compiled into 1 entry. But this year, you could submit whatever you wanted, apparently, and it's all based on 1 entry.
I like that. That's how they should do it anyway.
Yeah, but usually, like in the past, we've submitted more than 1 because we've had strong shows, and they vote just on each submission separately. Like, it's not all together.
Mm.
So we thought we were going to be doing that this year. We didn't realize they were going to jam it into 1. And then I'm like, well, why didn't we just submit all of our shows?
Right. So you have, on here it has the 2 that you submitted, the food and then the Christmas. And then you have like a little update at the end of how you...
Yeah, the little COVID.
The little COVID update. I like that.
Yeah, I wanted it to seem like, there's a lot more going on to this season besides just the sets,
So in addition, each contestant is given their own spinning cap, which Sajak has dubbed the white thing. The cap fits over each spoke of the wheel so contestants can spin without personally touching the wheel. Well, that was genius.
Yeah, because they would have had to clean each spoke after each spin.
Right. And so they were pretty much 6 feet apart or ish anyway, right? They were like like 2 or 3 feet apart before, but now they're really spaced out.
Yeah, we enlarged the wheel.
Wow.
So everyone's 6 feet apart.
Damn.
Even now.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sure Pat wanted to be 10 feet away.
No, like the red contestant.
Yeah.
Is where Pat used to stand.
Oh, wow. That's a good judge of... Oh, that's great. I mean, I'm looking at the drawings, but now I see what you mean.
And you can't really tell on camera that we even did anything, except when you look at an overhead shot, you could see that the wheel isn't a half circle anymore.
Right.
It's more of like
you bumped him out.
Yeah. Like a serpentine kind of thing. Like he has to go over to the red contestant to be able to spin.
Right. He can't reach the wheel anymore. Mm-hmm. It's like it's usually 4 wedges, it looks like, and now it's 5 ish. Like when you're looking down on the plan, that you've spaced it out so much. Wow. A whole new design for Wheel of Fortune. Isn't that crazy? No. Yeah. Wait, did you guys you reinvented the wheel? You did. Did you have a live audience?
No. But the contestants would sit in the audience area because they can't be in the briefing room anymore. And they could separate up in the audience area. But they never really showed audience shots.
Right. And I know, but I'm asking, is it a track? Is it a clapping track that they play to get people like into it?
I don't know. It's really weird. Nobody talked about it. And when I watch it at home, I'm like, is it the same each time? I'm like, I don't know. I'm not really sure. But the audience is full because we were shooting so much that we would have, 40 people in there.
Right. And so
it still sounds like a lot of people.
They're all tested to be a contestant.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What is your testing schedule?
It kind of changed, but it's basically 3 times a week.
Yeah, that's what I am.
It depends if it's like a load-in week, and then I would test the Friday before, and then again on the Monday or Tuesday. And then not again for the rest of the week, but I don't know.
On taping weeks, but on non-taping weeks, do you still do 3 times?
No.
No, because you're not around people.
Yeah, that'd be like 2 days. Because on non-tape weeks, I wouldn't go in. I would do my shopping and stuff on the days I can't be at work.
When you get your schedules, do you still get like a couple months out? Like what the season's theme is, like the week's theme is going to be months in advance?
We know it all in the beginning of this season.
Right. That's almost too much information, don't you think?
I know. Well, yeah, I do. Sometimes it changes and it flip-flops, but it's pretty much, we know the theme weeks. They might change the air dates and the tape days.
Mm-hmm.
The themes don't change. Yeah, but the themes are pretty much set.
Wow.
So it's a pretty cool year. Mm-hmm.
How many weeks do you tape? Do you know? 35 or something? Wasn't it like
a month? Yeah, 2 weeks a month. But
depending on how many weeks are in the month.
No, because we have hiatus and stuff too.
and then we go hiatus with them.
It's around 30.
Yeah. You tape 1 week in a day. You tape 5 episodes a day. So let's just say the first week of the month.
Well, usually it's 6.
Oh.
Because they tape 1 and then they combine them and do like a compilation week.
Oh, smart.
So during hiatus, there's still new content.
Oh, smart. But you're doing, say it's the first weekend of the month and you're taping. You're prepping. You're shooting Thursday and Friday. And between Thursday and Friday, you completely change over the set. Like you guys come in at
this season that we taped Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Oh.
Yeah, because of COVID, and we wanted to make sure we got material out. And we didn't know if we would go down again or stay up. And
don't you think or maybe you know, because of COVID, so many more people watched it. I mean, you guys get millions and millions. It's 25 million viewers a night. It must have doubled easily. You had a captive on. You had all of America basically at home.
Yeah, and they weren't watching, bad things on TV, and it was like happy.
Yeah,
wholesome.
Watching Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy during I turned back in. It's an easy. It's definitely an easy watch of like forgetting what's going on, and reminiscent of we've all watched it at a certain point in our lives. I think whether you watched, I used to watch it with my grandmother, or it's just like like having dinner, watching Wheel or Jeopardy. Like it's such a staple.
Yeah, it's happy TV.
But I think that's one of the reasons you guys are nominated.
Yeah.
I think it's like...
And we're on Netflix and Hulu now, too.
Right. Does help.
And they threw in that celebrity...
Yeah, the Celebrity Week. Wait, do you have the Celebrity Week on here?
No, it's a whole series. It's a completely different...
Oh, it's a different...
Yeah, it's a completely different set. It was prime time.
Right.
It was all different. They did 8 weeks of it. We haven't started yet, right?
Yeah. What do you mean? We're a half hour in. What the fuck are you talking about? What do you think? I'm asking you all these questions as a warm-up?
Yes.
No, look how relaxed. Look how good you are.
Oh my God.
No.
You're so...
Now listen. The Christmas one, I mean, it's a shit ton of decor there. That's a lot.
I know, it's so pretty.
It's like, it's gorgeous. And those huge flocked trees that you have.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. And always the red car. I feel like there's always the red car on holidays.
Christmas week. Yeah.
I think you bought out Jackson and Greenset with all your stuff. Where'd you get the choo-choo? Do you know?
We found that years ago. I forgot the company's name.
Oh my God.
I think we saw it at one of the gift shows.
Oh my God, I love it. I need it for my boys. That choo-choo.
Mm-hmm.
And all of the florals and greenery and everything, it's all real. Which always always sort of astonished me.
Yeah.
Or at least percentage of it.
It's a good mix. A lot of it came from Almost Christmas and Frost.
Yeah. Jesus. So then at the end, you have a retrospective of National Parks Week, which I love that huge fireplace.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's such a good set. Because it really surrounds the letterboard and the screen behind them. Like, it's really all encompassing of, like, the whole set.
Yeah.
I think that's, like, my favorite set. What's your favorite set?
There's so many good things about all of them. That is pretty much one of my favorite sets, though. It's my favorite set to dress, too.
Make life sweeter. Cookie jam. What's that one? What make life sweeter week? That's cool.
The co-sponsorship with Cookie Jam.
Wow. That's so colorful and like I'm drawing the kids. This like a lot of pinks and neons and like, and is it just big screens behind the cars?
Yeah, they're dirt trains.
Oh, no, wait. So you only do one car now, didn't you? We used to do two cars, right?
Yeah, just one.
Wow, I'm old. It used to be two cars. And Renee would have to line them up perfectly.
Oh.
And then your bottom one is Great American Cities. And it looks like Miami, the buildings of Miami. How pretty.
Or South Florida.
Ugh, that's nice. All those huge palm trees you brought in. So then on the side of this, you have the wedges that are designed specifically for every show, right?
Yeah. Yeah, every show we have different wedges that would all be custom and new and pertaining to the theme week or the sponsorship.
Jesus. It's so much stuff. There's so many details. Like you go back to that food one. I mean, you got all the tables set with fake food, napkins, all the interiors of all of the street dress, all the windows are all dressed. It's a lot.
I know.
It's a lot, and even now, when I have said to people like, oh, I loved working on Wheel of Fortune and all the different theme weeks, people still ask like, well, did they really go to Dallas or did they really go? I'm like, yeah, they really spent all that money to go to these cities to go like interact with their viewers. It's amazing.
Yeah, well, that's what it's all about. It's about, the cities and.
But you never do another remote. You're not doing another remote for a couple of years. You think?
I have no idea. I would love to. Maybe just because I want to travel and get out of here. But
yeah, well, yeah.
That would be so much fun.
I mean, when I left, they were doing 3, and then 2, and I think now you were only down to like Hawaii, weren't you? And then just prize shoots in different cities.
Oh wow. Yeah, we were just down to prize shoots for the most part.
And you art direct those, mostly.
Yeah.
What cities did you like to do most? I
had a lot of fun in Chicago. We did this really big food segment where we went to all like the top restaurants and got all this food and displayed it all, and Pat and Vanna were there and eating and talking about whatever the dishes were.
Yeah.
And the different pizzas, and that was fun.
That's a good one. Anything ever go horribly wrong?
Not a problem I had. I probably blocked that out.
I'm lucky to go through one day without something going horribly wrong. I dressed a restaurant today and I forgot the salt and pepper shakers. I'm like, you fucking asshole. How do you forget this? How many restaurants have I done and ordered and like ugh. I always forget shit.
Yeah, but things that you think, went horribly wrong are fine, It's not only you know what's wrong.
Yeah.
And then when you think back about it, it's like, how many restaurants do you go to now that have salt and pepper shakers?
Yeah. Well, that's because we were shooting at a real restaurant, and I said to the guy, I was like, yo, bro, you got any salt and pepper shakers? I mean, I see your big pepper mills back there. And he's like, no, We don't really keep them on the table anymore. And I was like, you don't
Yep.
keep salt? I mean, pepper I get.
Nobody does that.
Well, no, especially now. Nobody's allowed to touch anything.
I wouldn't even use it.
That's what we should come up with. A little fanny pack full of like condiments and shit that you bring with you when you go out to eat now. Your mini little ketchup bottle, your salt and pepper, like when you get in a hotel and you get the little mini ones.
It's like a little travel kit.
We need that.
Mm-hmm.
If we ever get well, now I guess it's 50%. You can go out to eat.
Yeah, and you could sit indoors now too.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Mm-hmm. You could still get COVID, but yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Now, are you going to like get dressed up for the 10th?
I would love to. I think I should just sit here in my house all dressed up.
Yeah.
Because it's in the day too, so it's not like I have to wait all day and then get dressed up.
What do you mean it's during the day? What time is it?
I think it starts at 4.
What?
Which is great.
Well,
I think it'll be an exciting show.
I mean, it usually starts around 4 or 5, but that's the cocktail hour.
I think there's a pre-show.
I know. I tried to tell James Pierce Connolly that I wanted to be his sidekick. He didn't get it. He didn't get my hints. I don't know if he's doing it. I gotta check in with him. But are you gonna... Is anyone else... Could you watch it together? Could you go to the office and I'll watch it together?
Oh my god, that'd be... But I don't think so. It's on like a Saturday.
Well, at least the drinks are kind of free.
Well, I paid for it.
Yeah. That's usually my downfall, paying for drinks at the tiki bar afterwards. Who do you think your biggest competition is in this? Let's look at it. Who are you up against? Let me look.
Okay, there's The Voice.
Yeah. Oh, there's James.
The Mac Singer.
Wait, it's James Pierce Connolly. Wait, let me see. Oh, yeah. The Mask, James Pierce Connolly. The Voice, James Pierce Connolly. So he might have canceled himself out there. Earth to End, I don't know what that is. It's something Disney.
Oh, was it the first one?
Yeah. Earth to Ned. Oh my god, I'm so dumb. Earth to Ned.
That looks interesting.
Your competition is Saturday Night Live. They always win.
Do they?
Yeah.
They do have
I don't know. I mean, I always think it's a feat of getting all those sets, in 1 week. But we all do that now, so now I don't think it's as much as a task. And theirs are only like 2 wall or whatever, and I'm producing or you're producing, and we're all producing it much more and sometimes less time. I definitely appreciate their style and everything. But I think that's usually the winner. I feel like they've won a lot. Maybe not this year, though.
I don't know. I mean, they did a lot of repositioning and figuring out how to make it work for them. But they did have probably 6 months before COVID. So,
who's your graphic designer? Carson. I don't know him.
He's head of CBS graphics.
Nice. Carson Mazuros? Mazaros. I can't do names. But your production designer is Renee Haas-Johnson. Assistant art director Jody Vaclav. Assistant art director Shaun Michael Page. And then assistant art director Heather Lynn Rasnick. and graphic designer Carson, and then set decorator Heather DeCristo. So you got a good solid team there.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you guys basically have been working together forever. You must not even talk to each other at this point. You're just like, yeah, best friends week, yeah. You got it? Yeah, I got it. You cool? Yep. Yellow? Yep, yellow. Nope, no. I'm sure there's a ton of shorthand going on with you guys.
We all each other work.
Yes. How long has Renee been there?
I don't know. I think she's been there around 35 years.
God, that's amazing.
But I think she was there from the beginning, and we're in our 38th season.
Really? Wow. I mean, so she just started as... Well, I don't think Dick Stiles was the original guy, was he?
Mm-hmm.
He was. So Dick Stiles was the original production designer, and Renee was his art director. But it was just the two of them for a long time, right?
Yeah, it had a lot of people in there too, though.
Because the sets mostly were flats. And then I don't think till the 90s did they start to become like 3Ds or something, like dimensional objects.
Yeah. I think Renee brought a lot of that to the forefront.
Yeah. She definitely influenced that and pushed the design forward. Mm-hmm. And then with the letterboard changing from just the touchscreens, that was huge.
Yeah.
And it still picked up for like 5 more years, right? At least. I mean, how much? Yeah. How hard was it with Alex passing?
I think that was really hard for all of us. He was such a staple and such an icon of not only the show, but such a good person.
Because Wheel and Jeopardy have almost all the same producers and a lot of the same crew. And they shoot right next door to each other on the Sony lot since the 90s. I mean, before that, they were, I think, both at CBS Television City on Beverly, but they moved to Sony in the 90s. So, yeah. I mean, it's like one big family.
Yeah.
Did you try out to host Jeopardy? So, besides working on the show all year long, you also have flipped like 3 houses in the last 5 years.
Oh my God. 4 houses.
4? You're nuts.
4 houses in 4 years.
You're crazy. 2 in Palm Springs and 2 in LA?
Yeah. We snuck that one in the desert during COVID.
I know.
It doesn't even count because nobody even saw it.
I saw it. It was amazing. But that was a great project to have during COVID because what else were we going to do? That was perfect.
I was staying at home doing nothing, and we used that time wisely.
If I had moved a year ago and now we were in COVID, I would be in heaven.
Yeah.
So, the thing about you flipping houses is that you and your husband basically do all the work. I mean, you hire some outdoor help for things, but like aesthetically, you guys are picking everything. You're doing like 80% of the work.
Yeah.
That's so exhausting. After just moving and getting through this renovation, I don't know how you do it. Like, mentally, I'm exhausted. I don't know how you do it.
This one that we're like right in the middle of, is easier than all of them have been. And the fact that we've only had this house for like 3 weeks and we're already living here.
But do you enjoy it?
Oh, I love it. There comes a time where I'm like, okay, I just want to like actually live someplace and enjoy it and have that be my home. But I like the action of
Ugh.
it. Most people hate that.
There's dust everywhere. Like, I'm gonna be cleaning
know.
dust out. I like borrowed the shop vac from the crew. Like, there is just fine dust everywhere. Like,
Everywhere.
when does
Like,
that go away?
in the windowsills.
Everywhere. Everywhere. I need someone to come in here and like scrub and like with a toothpick get out all of this dust. I can't take it. My poor babies.
Oh, it's harder for them.
Mm-mm. They don't know. They just like to sweep. They love to sweep. They make more of a mess when they sweep, though. But so the first house you flipped was in Palm Springs.
Yeah. Well, Cathedral City in the Cove.
Oh my gosh, it was such a transformation. I mean, and the house was good to begin with, but you guys aesthetically really dove into this Palm Springs vibe and transformed this like mid-century and really pushed it to a mid-century look. You made it had a huge pool. It's like 3 bedrooms, huge open floor plan. Like, you did such a great job.
I love that house.
The landscaping, I really feel like you guys excel like in your landscaping.
Yeah.
So are you into landscaping, or are you like, oh, this is like, I just find pictures and then I figure it out.
I don't know. It's weird. I mean, every house, the minute we walk in, I could tell what it should be. And the same thing with the landscape. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm in my new house and I just turned around. There's this black cat on my patio.
Oh.
I don't know this cat. I don't like
Don't let them inside. They'll piss.
Ew, I don't like that at all.
Are you sure it's a cat, not a coyote?
No, it's a black cat.
Oh, shut your doors.
Weird. But yeah, this house, I felt like I just immediately knew what it could be. It was full of trees in the backyard. I know it's a sin to say, but I had to take them all out because now we have a view of like the whole valley.
Wow. That's awesome.
I remember my realtor and she's like, why do you want this house? And I'm like, okay, look past the trees and there's a huge view. That's all I care about.
Well, I think your realtor needs to like dig deep into some selling points. That's awesome. Is it easier flipping something that you're living in, or like with like the Cathedral Cities, just going there like periodically and working on them?
No, that was hard. No, it's too hard doing that. Because you only get a small amount done like every other weekend.
Does stepping away from it and coming back help or like hinder? I'm not saying like physically working, but aesthetically with the design.
No, because then you think about it all week and you're like, I have done.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm going to get it done this weekend.
During COVID, did you mostly stay in the house out there to work on it, or were you?
We were there a lot, yeah. But I had to come back here a lot too, so I don't know. But I felt like I couldn't just rip out all the doors and the windows to replace them and have nothing up. Like I would have to do it door by door, or slider by slider, or window by, because I can't just leave a house completely open for like a week.
Right. I know, we still have to do windows. And then I need the name of, like, the door people you use, because I like your new doors. Your new sliding glass doors.
Uh-huh.
Do you have any, new themes coming up for Wheel?
No, we just started hiatus now, so
Oh, nice.
we don't know what the themes are for next season.
Wait, you started hiatus now? So when do you come back?
I'm not exactly sure. I think it's
fucking-
going to be the same as usual. We'll probably come back in late June.
Right. Oh, late June to have, like, a new season for September.
Yeah, and start filming in July.
Can you ever tell them what you want to do? I want to have Robot Week or
Oh my God.
Chocolate Week. You do kind of like a sweet week.
Yeah,
because you get the sponsors for it.
Yeah. They always choose great themes.
Yeah.
Because they inspire great sets. So
I like the, like, best friends. I like when people go on together. I guess they can't do that.
no, not yet.
So wait, did the wheel at the end get bigger? The bonus round wheel?
Well, it gets bigger every season.
Oh.
The most amount you could get is, well, besides the million or the 100,000, you could get whatever that season is. So it'll be 38,000 or
Oh, wow.
39,000, and
I meant physically. Did that bonus wheel get bigger?
No, it's the same bonus unit.
Because they can just stand apart. He doesn't have to be. Yeah.
They did change the blocking.
And they just bring their handle with them.
No, because it's the same. It's one
It's just
contestant.
one person. Do they get to keep the handle?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, that's cute.
Yeah. It's a fun keepsake.
It should say Wheel of Fortune on it then.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. I don't know what you'd use it for at home, but you stick it on something and pull it.
I would frame it.
Yeah, in a shadow box. I still have my letter. I have my K from when it was the board. I love that K. It was on my fireplace for 11 years.
I remember.
I don't know where it is now. It's in a box somewhere. It's in a box somewhere in this room. Yeah. There was so much swag when I was there. There was flyers or frisbees and hats and keychains and bags. I got a good bag. I just unwrapped a mug, a Wheel of Fortune mug that I've kept all these years.
Wow.
There's tons of swag.
You need a whole set.
No.
Because I don't think you could just have one random mug in your kitchen.
Well, luckily I have like a Parks mug. A Wheel mug. Decorating Pages mug. I have like at least 4 to 6 rando production mugs. So that makes up my set. So yeah, just so you know, that cat went away. The cat scared the shit out of him in the middle of the interview there. Shaun is one of my best friends. I mean, seriously, we check in on each other constantly, and he always makes me laugh, and he has such a good heart and such a hustler. I mean, 4 houses in 4 years. I'm dealing with real construction for that long, and our fake world, that's unbelievable. I couldn't do it. And his style and his husband's style, their aesthetic, and it's just point on for selling these houses. They really need a flipping show. I'm telling you, you would watch that. That would be a good show. Again, the ADG Awards are this Saturday night. Good luck to everyone. Such a bummer that it's not in person, but it's something different and it's something memorable. And maybe instead of, spending thousands of dollars for us to get all dolled up and a car and extra tickets for one person, you just get together with a bunch of people with masks on and celebrate. So good luck to everyone. I hope you got an earful. I'm Kim Wanup for Decorating Pages. Summer is coming up fast. You know what else is going fast? The Stogie Floaties. Sales are picking up, people. Summer is almost here. Don't let it float you by. Stogie Floaty luxury pool floats, available on Etsy and stogiefloaty.com.
Welcome to Pro Tips for the Pros, brought to you by Floor & Decor Bailey's Crossroads. In this series, we'll explore essential advice for professional contractors to deliver outstanding renovation results. Let's dive in. After completing the renovation, follow up with the customer to ensure their satisfaction and address any remaining concerns. Provide maintenance tips and guidance to help them preserve the results of the renovation for years to come. Thank you for joining us for this pro tip on planning thorough renovations. Stay tuned for more expert advice brought to you by Floor & Decor Bailey's Crossroads.
A lot of people tolerate ordinary. Ordinary bathrooms, kitchens, entryways. Well, not on your watch. If you're a pro, you've got a new partner in town. Floor & Decor. From tile to wood to stone, Floor & Decor has more styles and job lot quantities of Schluter, Mapei, Laticrete, and other brands pros trust. Come see a whole new way to wow with Floor & Decor. Coming soon to Bailey's Crossroads.